tweaking R&B.
Coco Jones went to the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlamagne, being Charlamagne, pointed out to her that her label must not really love her because they had sent her music right before, or her album right before she was about to get interviewed. So he was on some, we probably should reschedule, do this another time. But the label was like, no, we need to have her here now. And he felt as a journalist, he didn't have the time
to prepare.
To
give his real opinion on the music. To give
his real opinion on the music and make the interview about the music as well as whatever's going on in her life.
Right.
And he felt like that wasn't fair to her.
Right.
And
what's y'all take on that?
I watched the whole interview. He was going hard at Def Jam for the entire interview. He just kept throwing shots. And for me, you know, I was all over the place, right? Like at first I was like, wait, DJ Envy left? So he don't want to talk to the girl at all just because he didn't get the album? So you gonna leave? I was pissed. I was disgusted. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, and I need some clarification. Was the album all the way out already?
So that weekend? The album was coming out. Obviously, our show is different. And maybe when we start bringing artists on here and people start sitting in, because, you know, we started to get the phone calls now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Niggas want to pull up. They want to pull up on this week. You know what I mean? They want to sit next to Bobby. Nah, man. You know, we can move to karaoke and put a chair here, man. Let Bobby do his thing, right? But
here we go.
That is something that does happen.
Okay.
Especially for a show of the magnitude of a Breakfast Club. Right? Y'all know me. I look at all sides of things and I'm like, I understand where the people at the Breakfast Club feel the way that they feel because they feel like we the Breakfast Club.
Right.
We supposed to have this shit before everybody.
Yeah. We
supposed to be able to hear it. We supposed to be able to whatever before everybody. So I have an understanding of that side of it. I also have an understanding of the artist is in town. She's trying to move it to as many, you know, media platforms as she can. She's trying to get the word out.
She said she's about to go on tour. She was like, this is my only chance to do this interview. So there's no rescheduling.
Yeah,
he's about to go on tour.
She's like, it has to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
I watched it. I like how she spent it on
Very
it. Like,
professional.
Yes.
Very
she was
professional.
like, first of all, don't do that to my team.
Right.
I rock
You
with my
gotta protect
label.
your people.
I rock with my team. I like what she did there. I mean, and I'm like you, Jay, I see both sides. Like, cause as we come now, you got to be prepared.
Yeah.
Or you look crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing he was coming from. But I think he could have gave her a little bit more grace and mercy in terms of like, you're here though. So let's figure this out. Let's make it lit. And let's really get the word out about this album because the album's fire.
What I will say is I felt like, you know, because I spoke to some people.
Okay.
And I felt like this has now become a conversation which is driving people to go and listen to the music.
Right.
And it's a great fucking album.
Right.
Really like the album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like, yes, is it a little bit of a stab at the label and that whole thing? Yeah. But is it promo?
Yes, it
absolutely.
is.
Now we know that, you know, Why Not More is out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the information the little intel that I got on it was that it actually was sent. A link was sent early, but the link expired. And once Breakfast Club found out the link expired, they were like, yo, send us another one.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, and that got sent late.
Right. Shit happens.
Shit happens.
I am in favor of pressing these damn labels though. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whose fault is that though? Right? Somebody
it still falls on someone.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody
sure.
must be held accountable. You know, when it comes to labels and the shakedown of how this shit go, they own masters, they got all the money, they got staff. Figure it out. Make her a priority. You know what I'm saying? She's super popping, super beautiful, super dope.
Yeah.
You know, shouldn't nobody have shit to say about your squad because you are extra on point. This is Def Jam. This isn't a indie. Right? We was talking about indie and how hard that. This ain't indie. This is the big leagues.
It's the machine.
It's the machine.
And somebody at the machine dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Over somebody that's a priority.
What I will say too, as you said, a priority, right? And like I said, what I will say about this situation with her, I know how much of a priority she is because her first time on the R&B Money podcast was really them pushing because she hadn't really caught her wave yet.
Right.
She was really early on our podcast. And that label, Def Jam I'm talking about they hitting us every day.
Word.
Emails, texts to people that know us personally. Hey, have you heard of?
Yeah.
And like I said, just so happens that I had seen her at the Soul Train Awards on side stage, during the commercial.
Right.
But the fact that they were presenting her the way that they were, that label backs her. I think somebody fell asleep at the wheel. Who knows who got that email to send that off and who was supposed to send it off. Shit happens. But it should not happen.
My old production partner, too. Shout out my brother, too.
Shout out to our brother.
Had a wonderful stint as an A&R at Def Jam. They getting paid too much fucking money, Jay, to be having these moments.
I see that side.
Keep that same energy, right? You pushing her early, push her during album rollout week. You know what I'm saying? I'm going hard on the labels, man. Keep that same energy.
Listen, like I said, that's why we're presenting this, so that people can see all sides of it and have the opinion how you want to have your opinion of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To me, I feel like somebody dropped the ball. Somebody got to be held accountable for it. I think at the end of the day, the promo wins. The promo wins. I think a lot more people know that the album is out now because of that moment. And to me, I think that's why Charlamagne did it.
Yeah.
He is a marketing genius. He's been in the game for forever at the top of it, understanding how to maneuver and the clickbait and what you going, what's going to get people engaged, right? So to me, I think that at the end of the day, everybody won.
This week in R&B.